Do you believe you deserve what it is you want to manifest? That's exactly what we're talking about today on Mindful Manifesting. You're listening to Ariana Rollins. Before we get started, if you'd like to understand a strategic way to manifest, you can pick up my Kickstart Your Manifesting Journey, completely free, my gift to you at mindfulachiever.com. All right, let's dive in. One of the things I've been teaching, manifesting, achieving your objectives, goals, clearing blocks for a long time now, 20 years in May. And one of the things that I noticed is a lot of people have big dreams, big desires. I can feel their heart. They really, really want it. But what seems to happen, and okay, let me back up just a minute. Okay, so I was speaking to a client this week, and I was asking her to rate the perceived difficulty of achieving her revenue goal of $15,000 a month in about 4 months' time. Now, keep in mind, she's at 0 right now, okay? And I asked her, and she said, well, my certainty is I'm a 9.5. My certainty is 9.5. And what I was really trying to get to is difficulty. Because difficulty is our perception of how difficult it will be, how long it will take, how hard it will be. Do I ready for it? Do I deserve it? Now, most of us are at the analytical level. We're going to say, of course we do. I mean, we conceived of it. We want it. We are breathing this into life. So of course I deserve it. But most of us have, and me included, my friends, me included, still working on it, have programs, beliefs inside of my unconscious mind that say either what I've got is good enough, be happy, there's a lot more suffering out in the world, and you've got great work, you've got great clients, you've got a great place to live, your dog is loving and he's learning, and you've got incredible health, great friends. And yet, a part of me wants more. Can you relate? Nothing wrong with that. So sometimes, what I want to do now in just a moment is just share with you a passage from my book, Mindful Achiever, How to Lead Your Unconscious Mind, also. It's really your body, to personal growth and success. So a part of me feels, I don't know if you can relate, a little guilty for wanting more than I have at the unconscious mind level. How do I know that? Because it's not happening. Some of my deepest desires that I've been working on for a while. Yes, do I make progress? Yeah. I have breakthroughs. Yeah. But it's not at the level where I would like it to be. I would say right now it's about a 7 in desirability, my success in that area that I'm working on. And I would like to get it to a 9 or a 10. I know I can do it. I know I can deliver value and I can perform at that level. But there are parts of me that still feel what I'm doing is good enough. Why do you need to change things? And I think in a way that's part of the underlying resistance to change. Fear is not a term, not really the term fear of change. It's resistance. Why fix something that's not broke, right? If you could pay the bills and you got some savings, right? You're investing some money and you've got a good life, works pretty good. You're enjoying your business. Why change was it isn't broken? So I'd like to share this. So let's see. It's in chapter 14, Redefining Our Worth. Because as I started to mention, I would say across the board, when people come to me and we're working one-on-one, they could have a big bluster Yeah, big bluster. It's funny because it's March when I'm recording this right now, and in Austin, oh my gosh, the winds, I've never seen anything like it. Blustery. They have a big bluster about what they want. And this is my goal. This is my intention. This is my objective. And I feel certain that I'm going to achieve it. And then over time when we work together, I kind of press a little bit, like a doctor would. Does this hurt? Does this hurt? and eventually I'll find out something hurts. And then when we do that work, when we work on rewriting the program that the unconscious mind is operating under, then they start to get traction. And then what's really interesting, and I'm still curious why this happens, but I'll ask them again, what's the difficulty rating? And then it becomes more accurate. It's almost as though we get conditioned in the world to, I think I've mentioned this before in the podcast, in the spiritual, new age community, is focus on what you want. Focus on the positive. Don't talk about anything that's not working well. And oh my gosh, don't be realistic. Difficulty? Why are you asking me that? Of course I've got this. I got this. And when we do that, in essence, it's lying to ourselves. And when we lie to ourselves, if you think about your conscious mind, your analytical mind, and then your body as the storehouse of your unconscious mind, if we are lying to ourselves and we are not perceiving the desirability and the difficulty level, and I go into this more in the freebie that I mentioned to you, Kickstart Your Manifesting Journey, super important, this subject, super, that the body won't follow. It's like you have the most important relationship in the world and you don't value it. You're not taking time to check in and listen to the messages. Maybe it's a body feeling. You're not checking in about, hey body, how difficult do you think this is? And guaranteed it's going to be higher than a 0.5 in that example with the client. Okay, so let me share this. What you believe you deserve is what you get. Yeah, other factors can limit what we receive, such as we could have a physical limitation, like age. Say a woman is 60 and says, oh my gosh, I want to have more children. I didn't know how much I love being a mother. Or that someone wants to be a marathon runner and they're 70 years old. Now, may or may not be a physical limitation. I know there are marathon runners. But will there be a little bit more work to do than if that person was 20? Possibly. I'm not going to be here to say you should limit yourself by any means. But, other than body constraints, the rest is changeable, depending on your will and true self-alignment. Yeah, I implied that the limitation of not having the physical health, youthfulness of a 20-year-old, or not having enough money, not being smart enough, not having the right connections, or economic stability, those are not immutable facts. Because going back to a woman who's in her 60s, I do know of a woman, she was 53, 55, right around there, and she had her first child. So, infinite possibilities. And we have to do that gentle dance, I believe, with reality, because part of us believes that's reality. Our unconscious mind holds that perception. So, yeah, can you override it? Sure. Can you ignore it? Sure. Is your success going to be smooth and easy? Not likely, in my many, many years of working with people. So, we get conditioned to accept our lot in life and believe that things are simply not possible. It's not possible to have what we want. And as people age, they even surrender more and more to the status quo. And they align with impossibility. And it's so sad. Because here's the thing. Beliefs are not just something imaginary in our heads. Beliefs create expectations which shape our reality. These expectations influence our life experiences. Our life experiences then provide evidence that that particular view is accurate. And we have this circular feedback loop. And it's in this way that beliefs can affect our manifesting abilities. We could have the experience, right? Life has revealed to us that this is true. This is the belief which is now made true, made manifest. Oh, I'm too old for love, or don't have enough money. I don't know the right people. I don't have the network. I'm not smart enough to get promoted, or merely a belief that cancels most dreams, such as, that's impossible. Oof. Dream canceller. Terrible, right? Okay. As we go through life, our decisions influenced by our beliefs. Our actions influenced by our beliefs. They occur unconsciously, and our outer reality plays out a disappointment. It's proving to us what we believe. The blockers play out differently than we expect. So by blockers, let's think about that belief supercharged. It's become a program. It's now maybe out of our conscious awareness. And blockers play out differently than we expect. While we can get what we work for, we may be dumbfounded because we get disastrous results, which is not what we expected. Let me unpack that a moment. Okay, so if you ever set a goal or intention, you worked hard for it and you achieved it. Maybe you wanted to get married and you successfully got married, but it wasn't a successful marriage. You ended up getting divorced. So you had the deep desire and the belief, yes, I deserve to get married. Yes, I want to get married. But most of us have programs, unconscious patterns of how to relate in marriage, how to relate to our partner, how to talk to our partner. And those patterns, well, they don't affect us until we're in that marriage, right? And then they get activated. So blockers, really, they're not trying to harm us. They're just patterns. They're programs, like how you drive a car, right? It's how you walk. It's how you, the food you buy at the grocery store. They're just unconscious patterns. They've been effective. They've been efficient. And why change them? Blockers aren't going to change themselves. That's a funny one. In fact, they don't want to change. That's a huge part of this work, is ferreting those blockers out and getting them to work with us in alignment and towards our goals. It's really valuable work, really valuable in the manifesting space. Okay, so you might feel triggered and your beliefs challenged by this podcast. And sometimes I do. I challenge people. I got a really interesting review, just digress for a moment, on the Mindful Achiever book. And the person had said, I've taken one of her courses online. I've read this book. And I got to tell you, I am so triggered. I thought, oh my gosh, she revealed to herself. I think she changed it. I don't know why I think it's a she. I don't know if it is. But anyway, the person revealed to themselves they were triggered. Isn't that funny? So to write a review like, yes, this book triggered me. Yeah, it's going to. It's going to trigger your beliefs, my friend. It's going to possibly activate blockers. And it's an opportunity to make them conscious so you can make a shift. So if you have one experience of not having enough money, that emotional charge is imprinted on your memory. And guess where that memory is stored? If you guessed it, it's your unconscious mind. You're right. Your body is the storehouse of your unconscious mind, remembers everything. Everything you've seen, everything you've heard, everything you've learned, everything you've felt. Now, here's an example of how an unconscious belief can influence our relationship partners, confirming the belief that we're not worthy of being treated well and loved as we are. Have you ever seen an accomplished woman attract a toxic relationship partner? Now, this woman gets out of a painful situation only to invite in another toxic relationship. You might from the side shake your head, like, wow, why can't she see She's picking angry men. Perhaps you weren't aware until now that she's not consciously choosing these men. Her unconscious mind holds a program that keeps her stuck. If this woman was your friend, you might feel her pain and disappointment. Yet, no matter how much you talk to the friend, you can't convince her that she deserves better treatment. Beliefs then confirmed with life experience create global statements like, this is what I'm worth. Maybe I did something to deserve this. This is for my growth. Oh, that's a good one for spiritual people. Or this is just the way men are, which can keep someone repeating painful choices. And as challenging as it may be to watch someone go through this, we can learn from it. Can't change their path. We can reflect on our own lives and explore how we might be holding limiting beliefs about our worthiness. So redefining our worth, exploring the disconnect between what we want, what we feel we deserve, the certainty, the desirability, all of that. This is such an important subject. And I invite you, I have a resource for you, and it's actually a live one. It's not a home study one. On March 30th, I am running a Kickstart Your Dream Retreat. It's really kickstarting your manifesting journey. It's a workshop, and we are going to do some wonderful work together. So if you've resonated at all with anything that I've shared on the podcast, I invite you to join us. And you can still jump in. I think it's only $47. It's about 2.5 to 3 hours with my time, and it's an intimate setting. It's not a large group, so you're going to get one-on-one support. It's a fantastic transformational journey to up-level your manifesting, and let's move the needle from yes, you want it to you deserve it. All right. I thoroughly enjoyed this time with you. I hope you're enjoying the podcast. And remember, as you confirm yourself, you chart your own path to success. So much love. Thanks for listening. And join us on Kickstart Your Dream Retreat. Looking forward to helping you and supporting you to dream bigger and tap into that infinite possibilities that I know you're capable of. Your body might not know it yet, but we can work on that. Take care.